Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my June wrap-up. I think that June was my most successful reading month of the year so far. I've just been having a really terrible reading year. I haven't been reading much. This past month I did amazing. I read 4 graphic novels and 5 books. So I think I did pretty good this month, just considering how much of a slump I've been in lately. So the first 2 things I read were Runaways Volume 1 and Volume 2. These are by Brian K. Vaughan, who is one of my favorite comic book writers. He is the author of Saga, which is my favorite comic book series ever. Basically, what the series is about is a bunch of kids who find out that their parents are evil villains, and it's basically about them trying to take down their parents. I loved this. Like I said, I read the first 2 volumes, and I actually read it on Scribd. I don't think I've ever mentioned Scribd on my channel, but Scribd is a website where for $8 a month, I think, you can listen to unlimited audiobooks and read unlimited ebooks, and Scribd is amazing. I'm not sponsored by them, so like, these are just my honest opinions about the website. I really love it. You should definitely go check it out. There's a ton of amazing titles on there, new titles. They are always getting new releases, so it's not just like older stuff. They have a ton of young adult, a ton of like new adult, a ton of regular adult. They just have a lot of stuff on there. They also have comic books and graphic novels, so that's how I read these. I really loved the story. I loved all the characters. There's a lot of like mystery to it, and it's a really funny series, and I can't wait to continue it. And I gave them both 5 out of 5 stars. Next, I read The Legend graphic novel by Marie Lu. This is the graphic novel that goes along with the first book in the Legend series. I liked this. I didn't love it. I think it was a nice addition to that book series. If you're already a fan of it, I think you would really like this. But if you haven't read the series and you were just reading this, it would be very confusing. A lot of information is left out of it. I just loved that trilogy, so I liked seeing June and Day kind of come to life. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, 3.5 out of 5, something like that, I don't know. Then I read Rat Queens Volume 2, which is called The Far-Reaching Tentacles of Nirgoth. This was amazing. You guys know that I loved the first volume of Rat Queens, and this one was quite possibly even better than the first one. I love it so much. If you haven't already started this series, like, you really should. I feel like this is a must read if you are into comic books. Highly recommend. Gave it 5 out of 5 stars. You guys definitely need to read this. Next, I read The 100 by Kass Morgan. This, if you don't know, is the book that the TV show The 100 is based off of. And when I say based off of, I mean very loosely. Well, I read this book basically because I am feeling the 100 withdrawals. The past month, we found out that season 3 wouldn't be coming until 2016. Which really broke my heart. I just need it now. So I decided to pick up the books. They're not terrible. I would say that if I read them before having watched the TV show, I would hate them. I'd probably give them 1 star. But since I already went into them with love for these characters, I was able to overlook how goddamn annoying they were in these books. They were just so frustrating, but I don't know. Since I already loved them, I was just like, whatever. That's okay. And also, in the books, Bellarke is actually like a real thing, so I feel like that's the only reason I kept reading. I mean, I basically skim read this book for Bellarke scenes, let's be honest. And I gave it 3 stars. Then I read the sequel to The 100, which is called Day 21, and this one was like worse than the first one, but I don't know, I'm still like, it's not terrible, and it has Bellarke moments in it, so I'm willing to put up with it for that. I'm probably gonna read the 3rd one. I read them both in the same day. They were really quick, especially since I was skimming them. So it takes place in 4 points of views: Bellamy, Clark, Wells, and then a girl who's not on the TV show named Glass. I actually really liked Glass's story. I wish that they had put that into the show because it was actually really interesting. Wells, I didn't like him on the show. So in the books, I didn't read his chapters, let's be honest. I skimmed them so much, I can't tell you what Wells is doing. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about these books, guys. They're worth it for the Bellarke moments if you're willing to put up with everything else. Then I read Fangirl's Guide to the Galaxy by Sam Maggs, and this is just basically about fangirls. Just a really quirky, like, fun read about fandoms and fandom culture and things like that. I really loved this. It was super fun. Definitely recommend picking this up. Then I read the first 2 books in the Fever series. First one is Dark Fever, and the second is Blood Fever. These are by Karen Marie Moning. I freaking love these, guys. I feel like this is gonna be one of my new favorite book series. Like, I just really loved it. They're about is a girl named Michaela who her sister gets murdered while she's abroad in Ireland. So basically she goes there to figure out what happened to her sister. And while she's there, she discovers she has this ability to see this hidden magical world. She gets wrapped up in all these like dangerous dark forces. I really like it. Definitely recommend. Like I said, I gave them both 5 out of 5 stars. And I started the third one, which is Fae Fever. I'm like halfway through, but I had to put it down because I have some books that I need to read for review. So unfortunately, I put this series on hold for now, but as soon as I'm done reading my review books, I'm getting back. I'm gonna finish and I'm gonna find out what happens because things are getting tense, guys. The last thing that I read was Soundless by Rochelle Mead. This book was one of my most highly anticipated books of the year. I really didn't like this. I'm gonna do a review for it closer to the release date because it doesn't come out until November, but I don't know, this seemed like everything I wanted in a book. Fantasy, standalone, diverse characters, Chinese influence. It just seemed like everything was there, but it just really fell flat. I felt like the characters were really one-dimensional. I didn't feel any connection to them. The first 100 pages were torturous to get through. I had to actually like force myself to get through this book. If this had like 200 extra pages, this would be like the start to an amazing fantasy series, but as a story on its own, it was just really lacking. There's so much more to be developed, so much more to be explored, and I don't know, it just feels lacking to me, and I didn't like it. I gave it 3 stars, and it wasn't that the writing was bad. Like, it's not a badly written book. It's just, I don't know how to explain that it just really fell short of what it was trying to accomplish, I think. I'm pretty disappointed by this, but whatever. So yeah, those are all the books that I read in June. Let me know in the comments what books you read in June. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye!